It says Mototor cycles. Mototor cycles.
Mototo. That's like Totoro. Totoro. I love that so much.
Riley comes in. Angel City on the board.
Corner kick presented by Savannah. Shifty work into the box. And across. It's in. Oh, it's LaRue. It's a dream return.
Hi everyone, welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City match preview and footy therapy pod featuring two podcast certified footy therapists. I'm your host, Angela Morales, with my wonderful co-host, Mario Salazar.
Look, you did that in one take. So many, the last couple of episodes, that has been part of our outtakes because we keep screwing it up.
One of us can't talk. So it is Tuesday night. We're recording 10 seconds before this goes live for our match on Thursday. So in 36 hours from now, roughly, give or take, September 18th at BMO versus the Washington Spirit. Kickoff is going to be at 7:30. If you're not able to make it to the game, which is a super bummer, but I understand, life happens. The game will be streaming on CBS. Night. Yeah, it's a school night, exactly. But who cares? If you aren't living, make memories. If you're late to school or whatever, who cares? Anyway, I'm just a degenerate, a grown-up degenerate.
I'm like, you're not the one dealing with the kid that's like
right.
Super
You're not. Yeah, I
tired.
have no kids. I don't care. I'm just like, just don't do it. But the game will be streaming on CBS Sports Network, our least favorite place in the whole wide world, along with FanDuel Sports Network. So if you got it, watch it. If you don't, listen to it on the radio. Pull up the iHeartRadio app and listen to Isaac and Tracy. Just search Angel City and the channel will come up. They're super great. You're just going to get hype. Isaac's amazing with his play-by-play. Tracy knows every single thing about soccer and the lore, and it's wonderful. So obviously listen to them. My mom is a recent convert. I don't think I told you this. She was like, why didn't you tell me there was like an iHeartRadio station? I was like, where have you been?
We say it every episode.
I say it every episode. She's, I don't listen. I was like, I know, you just asked me what I need to pay attention to. She's like, yeah, I don't have to listen. I have you in the car on the way to the game. And I was like, that's fair. But on Thursday, it is Hello Kitty night. So season ticket holders, check the account management login thingamajiggy if you want the keychain. If you are not a season ticket holder and you don't already have tickets to the game, there's a special ticket to get this giveaway. It's one of those not for you gotta pay an extra whatever dollars to get it. But yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to talk about. Yeah. But first, before we get into anything, before we get into the soccer of it all, we just want to send a big mountain of healing and good things and answers and a pathway forward to Savannah DeMelo. And big love to the Racing and Seattle Reign players. So Racing Louisville and Seattle Reign players and the fan bases who were to all of their fan bases, but especially to those who are in the stadium this weekend. For those who don't know, Savannah kind of collapsed again in the middle of a game. She did something similar happened at the end of April, a couple months back. And it was discovered that she has Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism. So something's wonky, like the wiring is weird. But this is much more serious, it seems, than previously thought. And I really just hope whatever that pathway forward is, there's a smooth plan, transition, everything. And I wish her the best. I know you do. Everybody that was watching does. Obviously, we're not privy to any more details than anybody else is, nor should we be. So give her time to rest, give her time to recover. Her family's in Seattle. I'm not sure if she's gone back to Kentucky yet or if they still have her in Seattle. But good on Laura, Harvey, and Bevianas for just being like, nah, we're not playing this game. They called the game a minute before halftime and then continued it tonight. And I really appreciate the way they did this. They called the game And then Tuesday night, they had a closed game to just finish it out. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The hard part, too, is that this was actually supposed to be a really celebratory and really fun night. Veronica Latsko on Seattle Reign announced her retirement to go to law school, which is dope. And it was her quote unquote retirement match in the sense so that they could celebrate her before the end of the season. This is her last season now. So that was supposed to be really fun. And then it just ended up being really stressful and sad and not great. But we wish her the best too. Yeah. So well wishes to Sav DeMelo. It's a weird year for Savannahs and Savvies and all the things. So take care of yourself, guys. Don't watch the footage. It hasn't been circulated, thank goodness. It's one thing I really believe that the NWSL does better than just about every other professional sports league out there. Nobody needs to see somebody in crisis 300 times.
No. It was traumatic enough if you were watching it live. And I, weirdly enough, I was starting to watch the game because I was like, ooh, the game's on. I can stream this real quick before we head out. And it just happened to be the last couple minutes of the half. Oh, and so then the Discord started popping off with holy shit. And then I was just like, oh, damn it. And then we left out for the evening. So I was like, oh, God. And so, and I kept seeing the Discord. But then eventually I saw that you guys all, it's being called off. And I'm like, okay, good. And so, yes, wishing all the best to Savannah DeMelo on that. Because of the, I'm going to say, debacle of how it was handled with
our Savvy.
Yeah. There was no way that the NWSL wasn't going to call this, which is the right decision. It's
Absolutely.
Not to say no. I'd like to think a little bit more that Laura and Bev were just like, yeah, hell no, that's not going to happen.
Oh, and essentially, that's pretty much what happened. Laura Harvey said, after I checked on my team and I made sure my players were okay, I just went and made sure Bev was okay because she played for Laura. Like, it's not just their two separate coaches. Yeah. That's family. It was a player in the league. Beviana's played for Laura Harvey. So much history there. They're friends off the pitch. There's so much intertwined everything between these two teams. And I'm so grateful that the compassion was there on both sides, the empathy was there on both sides, and that the care for the players, the fans, everybody just really took precedent.
Yeah. So good on everybody making decisions there at the match. Good on the medical staff. Like they didn't wait for anybody else to say anything. No, they didn't wait for the whistle. They all just rushed,
booked it,
which is great.
Like both sides.
Yeah, both. I want to say the visiting side. So the Reign medical staff got there first. Like they just booked it. Yeah, they were the closer ones, and they got there first. And seconds count a lot of times with these things. Again, wishing her all the best and the moving forward, whatever that means for her and her career and her family. The fans will be there.
Absolutely.
So from that, we get an announcement today from the NWSL, which was there's going to be yet another way to watch the matches next year. Another broadcasting partner was announced for the 2026 season. A streaming app called Victory Plus. Like all these apps need to stop it with the plus, especially Victory Plus. You don't have
a victory is a victory.
Yeah. But I get it when it's like ESPN Plus, but
it's like the extra stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, the good thing, it's going to be free. The bad thing, which we've already been complaining about this year, and everybody was like, yes, go get your money, but also this is a pretty bad decision in fragmenting everything. Like I know you want to.
The point was to make it accessible, which it is, not cumbersome.
Yeah. And I'm not going to go through the whole breakdown that I did. That was a Discord exclusive. I had to let my brain take a break from work a little bit. So I was just like, I'm going to research this real quick. But it essentially came down, like if you break it down through all the streaming apps, all the cable subscriptions that you need and everything, you're at about $19.50.
I will say that I think your math is wrong.
How?
Because one, if you have cable subscription for ESPN, ESPN Plus is included in that. You just log in. So you don't.
Is it because ESPN is
Bet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just log in, like you go through ESPN and it's like log in with your TV person.
Well, so I know you can log in to ESPN Plus with your TV login.
Mm-hmm.
And what it gives you is access to all of the ESPN content, not the ESPN Plus content.
Oh, you're right. I also have ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
But that's because it's looped in with Disney Plus and Hulu.
No, I know. Everything is all a big tangle web of
so
streaming.
Stupid.
We all cut the cable just to give ourselves more wireless cables.
Honestly. And back in my day, this shit was regulated because we had regulations.
The FCC did stuff.
Remember the FCC guys?
So yeah, it comes out to about just shy of $2,000 a season. And I'm doing this based on if you're only trying to pay for the season, you're only going to be paying for the couple months, so you can't get like whatever the full year is cost. The thing that throws this out the door of fuck, this is expensive, is the games on our most hated network, the CBS Sports Network.
That's really the kicker, honestly.
That's the only channel on most cable packages that puts you in the like premium tier.
Yeah.
So yes, Ion, you can get Ion
it's free. Just stream it.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. It's on Roku.
Literally
There's
everywhere.
Yeah.
I think because it's considered like network TV. It's just TV.
Yeah. It's from Chicago, isn't it? Ion?
I don't remember.
Ion
was UPN, which UPN.
Yeah, so all of that to say, like, the whole landscape is just getting even more fragmented. The only upside with all of this is that it's going to be free.
Yeah.
For now. It's I think for 2 seasons, they said at least, because they have the contract for 2 more seasons. Mm-hmm. They will be doing 30 matches for the year out of 200 something.
Yeah.
Since we're getting 2 more teams. So it is what it is. There you go. Information. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're here for. Here's some facts. Shit's weird, guys.
Yeah. And all right. Chaos Award.
So 2 things. The first one. So there's a strange chance of rain in the next 36 hours.
Yeah.
You can actually blame Mario because the hurricane that that is breaking up and causing this is Hurricane Mario down in
yeah. Is it?
My mom literally texted me. She's like, "Have you recorded yet?" And I was like, "No." And she was cool. You know how it's supposed to rain? Blame Mario. And I was like, "What are you saying to me?" So yeah, Hurricane Mario. If it rains, funny. That's on you, bro.
That's funny.
And then I learned something this weekend that I don't recommend. I got a tattoo this weekend. As most people know, if you're in the Discord, you have seen it. Here's the thing. The Angel City game was at 9:30. My appointment was at 11. My tattoo artist was dope. And she's like, if you want to just stream it, just keep it on your phone. I was like, okay, cool. Don't try to watch the most stressful team while trying to get a tattoo. And it's in parts of it were in my inner arm, the soft part of your arm. And I'm just like heavy breathing, like doing big yoga breathing or like Lamaze to just get through it and go to another place. And then Angel City is just like, maybe I'll play. I don't know. So don't do that. I think I had it on for 3 more minutes. Eva's across the room. She's like, why are you doing this? You want more pain? I was like, apparently. So that's my Chaos Award is don't try and watch soccer while getting a tattoo on your arm.
That's
there
great.
It is. Sneak peek of it.
I thought you got it. I thought you got it. I thought you watched the game and then midway through started getting it, but
opposite.
I didn't realize you were watching
both. Yeah, because we were driving because the tattoo shop was in Highland Park or like Montecito Heights. And so we were driving. I'm streaming it in the car. We get there and I turned it off. I'm going to be respectful. I'm not going to be a jerk. And then I was like, she goes, no, put the game on. That's cool. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, nope, hard pass. And it was like 10 seconds. I turned it off right before we scored because I like couldn't handle it.
All right. Speaking of all of that, we'll get to it. Let's check the scores around the league. As we just said, the rain and racing game got called off in the middle because of an emergency, and they ended up playing the game today, the second half of the game. The rain ended up beating out racing 1-0. with a like goal
90th
at
minute.
the ring, at the whistle, at the bell, at the whatever you want to call it, at the death. So that happened. Let's see. Gotham beat San Diego 2-0.
Gotham is on a tear, beating people 2-0, and it's irritating.
Orlando tied again 1-1 against Bay FC. They've now dropped to 7th place, which is like insane with how I think NWSL recently has been posting a bunch of pre-international break, post-international break, like runs.
Yeah.
And it's weird to see us up high.
I know.
That we've been doing fairly well after the
that was the point. That was the hope.
So, still, I don't quite believe it, but okay. It doesn't feel that way.
We're not passing the eye test.
But then you see like Orlando like down and racing down, and like it's just like,
what?
Really?
Yeah. There's something that happens in sports like across the board where somebody could be having the season of their life, and sometimes it just is, you're like, really? They're playing like that? They're doing that? Because it doesn't feel like it when you're watching those games. Or maybe you caught them, the one game you did see, you caught them on a weird night where they only had a 75% pass rate instead of 99, like whatever. Or Asia Wilson only scored 24 and not 40.
Yeah. And then this is also indicative of like just the American soccer way of doing things, is that there's always going to be a dip, except for those freak years where like it's just
this Kansas City
lights
year.
out. Although Kansas City has tied a couple of their last matches, so it's like they're not just completely blowing out. But that being said, they're still insane. The teams that know, or the coaches that know how they're playing, they're like, yeah, we're not going to completely burn ourselves out because we still have the playoffs.
You turn the gas down just a little bit. You take your foot off just
You
a
let
little
it
bit.
simmer just a little bit, because you're going to have to save your players for that playoff. Like everybody else is fighting. I do have the calculation later down of the spread. It's only a few points, but like everything else beyond first place is tight. So Kansas City and Washington, the Spirit, tied 0.
That
Chicago
game
and Portland,
bonkers. I'll talk about it a little bit because we're prepping to see Washington. But that Kansas City Washington game was insane. But we'll come back to it.
Yeah. Chicago and Portland tied 1-1, and then Utah beat Houston. Thank you. 2-0.
Yeah, this weekend was a chaos award.
Oh man. Again, jeez. And jumping from that, we ended up losing to the North Carolina Courage 2-1 in one of the more frustrating games that we've seen in a while.
Maybe I'll see.
I was watching the game at swim practice. I took the kids to swim class, and I was like, as I was like sitting, I was streaming it on my phone, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? And then I was gladly putting it away to go take care of the kids and do the shower and all of that stuff. And then
maybe I made a comment in the Discord of, this tattoo might not be as painful as watching this game. It was frustrating, to say the least. And I think, frankly, everybody was frustrated with it. Players, coaches, fans.
Yeah, I think everybody was frustrated. And that really led into what the prompt was. Really, the prompt was like, there's like a thumbs up and a thumbs down. What's yours? Thumbs up, though. I'm going to say Svenda's goal. Because we've been waiting for this.
You're welcome, everyone. I called that shit. I said, she's going to score. She's going to score. She's going to score. Thanks for, I don't like to talk about this a lot, but I love being right. Like, I love it. It's like,
no,
the way I love winning, it's the same thing. It's like in my head, it's like a point for me if I'm right about something. So Svendis, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You see the release and the excitement when it happened. And even though we couldn't rally to get that next goal in for the point, you can tell that unlocked a little bit of something, and hopefully it
released the pressure.
Yeah. And hopefully that carries on, and we're going to get that a little bit more, and then it's just going to be lights out from here on out. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. And while I did not continue watching the match after I put my phone down, because I was just like, this is a bit too frustrating. I'm just going to take care of the kids. We're going to get ready. We're going to head out and go do our thing for the day. As we were heading out, I decided to put on iHeartRadio. If I'm in the car, I will definitely listen to it as I'm out. And I caught one of the best gems that I've heard, Isaac, this season so far. And I'm just like, oh, God, I love this. This is why I love listening to Isaac on iHeartRadio. We all know and we've all seen Svendis with the long throw-ins.
Oh, yeah.
She's got an arm to just lob that thing in.
She just launches it.
It's essentially a corner kick, like from the sidelines for her. And the ball goes out, and then I hear Isaac saying, it's time for a Jan's distance throw in. And I was just like, oh, God.
I hope,
that is
genuinely, I really hope Svendis isn't, oh my God, these freaking Americans keep making like puns with my name. But it just fits, girl. You're going to Svendis goal. You're going to... It's a Jan's distance throw in. It's so good. It's all like, it's all coming from a wonderful place.
Yes. From a place of love and a place of encouragement, a place of, we want to see you do your best and do what you can do.
We're excited when it happens.
So Jan's distance throw in merch. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. As Mario said, we had our little... How you feeling? Prompt, little thumbs up, thumbs down. What is this? Like,
Ethan came in with a haiku per usual, with quite unfortunate. Pace picked up with sub switching. I heart Jan's distance. Max said, it's pretty hard to win a game when you only play 7% of it. Yep.
Yeah.
That, I think...
I saw that come because he was the first one after like I set it up in Discord. And I was like, damn, the general consensus amongst everyone who responded was the Svendis goal and the subs making a difference is really what everyone took away from this game. Oh, okay. We're in a curious place, and we've talked about this a lot. We're gonna have ups, we're gonna have like high highs and low lows because shit's switching all over the place. We're trying stuff out. We're reaching for, I don't know how to explain this in a way that isn't, I don't know if I'm going to explain this correctly, but I'm going to try. When you're maneuvering into a new system, whether it's coaching system because there's a new coach or you're a new player on a team or whatever, there's something that really good coaches do that like pulls at the very depths of your ability, and it like pulls out these things that you don't know that you can do. The hard part is that it comes after shit like this game. Like you have to hit some lows in order to get those things to come out of people. Sometimes you're just like, oh, you've unlocked new skills because nobody ever approached the sport like this for certain players, which is what it sounds like for Sarah Gordon is happening. Like she said in the post game 2 games ago, I wish I had a coach like this 10 years ago. But for some players, sometimes it takes like essentially hitting rock bottom in the sports world of just, that was a bad game. And I think everybody would agree, players, coaches, like everybody, nobody was happy with that performance for a variety of reasons. But don't be surprised if Thursday is like 180 different from certain players, especially because sometimes it's just that little thing. Although I never want to feel like that again. We're also in WNBA playoffs, so I will relate this to the WNBA. Middle of the season, the Aces played the Lynx. The Lynx are on a tear this season. They've been first place since day one, essentially Kansas City of women's basketball. The Aces have won a championship every other year. It's like they didn't win last season, then won the season before that, and then 2 seasons. Like, boom. They have who I believe is one of the best players in the world in Asia Wilson.
They have the point guard and Chelsea Gray. Like, I'm a big Aces fan, mostly because of players. But after that matchup, the Aces lost by 50. Like, it was the ugliest blowout I have seen in years, and it made no sense. Asia sent a text, made a phone call. I don't know the specifics of how the sentence was provided to other players, but essentially she said that was the most embarrassing moment of my career, and it should be of yours too. If you don't think so, we don't need you on this team. If you aren't so embarrassed that you are going to spend the next 6 hours in the gym figuring out what you did wrong, you don't need to be here. That's the kind of thing that's going to start happening more and more on the back end of Angel City, is you're going to have different players be like, I'm not doing this anymore. If you think this is okay, go ahead. But you're not welcome here. And that's the shift in a winning team. And it's not like people are going to be like, oh my God, it's abusive or it's this. No, like, it's not that. It's, are you here to win? Are you here to produce? Or are you just here to have fun? Because that's not what we're here for. And there's a different shift that happens. And I really feel, I've been shouting this from the announcement of Strauss coming in. This shit's going to be weird and it's going to be difficult and it's going to be hard, but everything is going to slowly shift and slowly get better. And we're already through a big part of it. And this is part of that. This like really funky, ugly, nobody wants to admit that last weekend happened, lost. Like, we don't want to talk about this ever again. No. Unless it's, remember how Angel City lost that one game and then they never lost another game again? That's the kind of thing. And like right now, after that loss, the Aces were on a 17-game win streak. They lost tonight by 2 in the playoffs. It's best of 3, so they go back. So they play one more. But then they went on a 17-game win streak. And not just like win, like go home and cry about it because your feelings got hurt the way you lost. Win streak. So I still fully believe we're trending up. But it's going to be weird. And it's going to be sometimes.
Yeah.
Put my soapbox away.
You can step down now.
I got really into the sports psych side of things. My master's degree pays off sometimes.
We've, as a fan base and as a podcast, we've gone through these highs and lows, and you've heard us go like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, we're the best team in the world right now, and we're going to the moon. We are like just aces, like everything. And then the next game we get proven wrong, and we're like
kicking and screaming,
shit,
just like kicking
and
screaming, shit.
And then like, why am I a fan of this? But then we all know that this is part of sport, and this is part of being a fan of something. If you want to be a fair weather fan or a fair weather casual fan and things like that, totally fine.
I don't know if you can do that mentally, but I'm really happy for you.
Yeah. Fine, because you're still supporting the league, you're still supporting what's being built, all of that good stuff, and be fair weather, watch it, whatever. The rest of us will stew and suffer because we know there's greatness and we know we can get there. Just look at the Orlando fans that stuck around for so long.
When you look at sports, and we've said it a million times, they're cyclical. It took 100 years for the Red Sox to win another championship because of the curse. It took 70, 98, whatever, how many it was for the Cubs to break their curse and win a championship. The same thing happens in every single sport. There are still teams that from the inaugural season have not won shit. And their fans show up because we are a weird, cursed group of people. But when a team reps your city and you love what they do and you're proud of your city, it hits different. And
it does. And look, to keep your fan base excited and happy, you don't need to. It helps if you win those championships, right? I'm not gonna lie, like that's what you want.
Those help a lot. Yeah.
But if, like Angela was saying, if you rep the city, if you are an integral part of what the city is, especially in soccer and the soccer community, right? That's the American franchise is still a whole different thing, but like you're still rooted the teams are supposed to be rooted in their community.
Yeah.
And it's an entertainment product, right? Like, as long as you're
fun,
having fun at the matches, if the product is competitive and you're having fun, there's been games, right, where we've lost and we're like, damn, that was a good game, but shit, we lost.
Yeah.
If that's happening, great. But when everything's just going downhill, and usually that ends up happening because there's no investment anywhere, and you can't compete when you don't want to compete. And
you can't compete
as much as
when you don't have the facility to compete.
Yeah. So
I will say, while we're on the topic of facilities, BMO, fix your food situation. It was so good the first season. And then when the switch went from the bank to BMO, from Canada Bank to other bank. Or no,
from the bank to Le Bank. Yeah.
No, what the hell? Why are your vendors so bad? Anyway, please just have cauliflower open, because sometimes I can't eat enough before the game and then I feel like I'm dying halfway through.
It's also because the first couple of years there was like local vendors that were part of the. Now it's just like concession conglomerate.
It's just gross.
Yeah, it sucks. I will say that
keep King's Hawaiian because they're also local. They're from.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I was gonna try to keep going with it, but I was like, nah, it's fine.
Just get us better food, please. Because honestly, what is that nacho cheese? I will go on record saying that nacho cheese looks so gross.
Their pizza was 100 times better like a year ago. Now it feels like Stover's like frozen pizza that you get at Costco, and you're like warming up. Like, it literally, and it's
French bread pizza.
Yes, and it's in a fucking oval. It's in an oval.
Okay, so the oval pizza almost glutened me one night because the cauliflower folks just started making other pizza, and everyone who was gluten-free was like, is this gluten-free? What is this? Why is it different? Because we know.
Yeah.
And
it's an oval.
It's an oval. It's not a circle, and it's not burnt-ass cardboard. Why? Why does this look like bread? I messaged Dustin, who has celiac disease, and I'm like, did you get pizza today? He's like, yeah. I was like, what did your pizza look like? Send me a picture. Sends me a picture on Instagram. We're like DMing each other back and forth, and he's, what is that on mine? My mom took a bite. She goes, yeah, it's not gluten-free. I was like, I knew it. So I really hope that night nobody else got super sick, because if you're going to have a gluten-free stand, it sure as hell better be gluten-free, or you're going to have awful repercussions.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening.
Nope.
Bring back BMO. Bring back the local vendors. Bring back like mom and pop shops to
and
get.
if you have nacho cheese, don't have it be beige. It's so icky. I have more gripes with BMO right now than I do the team. I understand weird things happening in sports. I don't understand bad concessions.
I'm gonna say silver lining on BMO before we move on. They fixed the security order where you go through security now before you do the ticketing thing before.
Not on did you go to an LAFC game? Did they change it? Because on the south side of the stadium, like the southeast corner, the Figueroa side.
Yeah.
Nope.
They haven't changed it.
You scan your ticket, then you go through security, and then half the time people are like, I have to go put this back in my car. Because they've made some other arbitrary rule, like you can't bring in a Sharpie. Did you know that you could stab someone with a Sharpie? That's what I was told. I was like, legitimately, nobody is going to do that. No one on this planet who isn't severely mentally ill is going to take a Sharpie and make it into a weapon at a soccer game. I hope security has changed their order. That makes sense.
They've changed it on Pepsi Plaza side, on the side with the team store.
That's good.
Okay.
Sorry, right, I'm going to stop ranting now because I could go a lot of places with this, and I'm not going to because I love Angel City and BMO is just where we play.
Yes. Let's check out the standings. Besides Kansas City being the only team to have secured a playoff spot, This weekend, they also secured, and I'm surprised it hasn't been like all over the NWSL yet, but I guess they just don't want to keep propping up the one team that has already been propped up. But
plus not goal differential.
They are, and this is according to, thank you TJ for the new moniker, Primo GPT. They have qualified for a home field spot. They can no longer drop lower than 4th place.
Duh.
Mathematically,
I know your calculations have been, they drive you crazy and you love them, but they're so level.
But like mathematically, they can't. Yeah. And really it comes down to us whether or not they secure the supporter shield this weekend.
Ooh, spicy.
If we win,
and
actually, even if we tie, if we win or tie,
when we win,
and of course they will win, they will have the points needed to secure the supporter shield already. Insane. Yeah, that's insane. And then this is what I was talking about. 2nd through 8th place right now, there's only a 10-point spread. But if you take 2nd place out of it, so 3 through 8th, there's only a 5-point spread.
In one of the broadcasts, it was either this weekend or last weekend, they're like, this is insane. This is really, truly the closest the table has ever been.
Yeah.
It's stressful, guys.
It is. It's especially stressful for us because I keep finding ways for us to keep climbing the ladder, and they keep finding ways of not doing that. So we're currently in 11th place because someone else decided not to lose by more than 2 points. So they are still above us by goal differential.
Just barely.
Just barely. So here's Permutation Primo calculations for this weekend. Basically, we can move up in position. 8th place with us winning, the Courage losing, the Dash drawing or losing, and Racing losing. It's a lot of things that need to happen, but that's a big jump from 11th to 8th. 9th, it's a win plus a Courage loss and a Dash draw loss. In 10th, we can win, Courage and Dash can draw, and then we stay put if we draw or lose, and the Dash win or draw. It doesn't matter. We stay in the same place. The only good thing is that we cannot drop any lower than 11th place this week. So no matter what,
we're in 11th place. We can only go up from here. And when we win, we will.
Yes. When we win, you have all of the versions of things that can happen. And with us being the first game this week again,
I know.
It's going to be
God. I have a love-hate with being like the first game of the weekend or the last game of the weekend, because I'm just like, we set the precedent and I have to be irritated the whole weekend, or have to be like stressed, or at the end of it's a Sunday night game and I'm just like, or Monday night, in 2 weeks we have a Monday night game. And I'm just like,
2 weeks ago we could have moved up into 8th place.
We're not talking about it.
Everything happened.
Except
and then we
us.
were like, except us.
Just kidding.
All right. So with knowing what we need to do to climb the standings, let's preview our next match.
All right. This is a doozy, guys, because it's a big deal. So we're playing the Washington Spirit, right? I said earlier that the Kansas City-Washington game was bonkers. And here's why. 1, Chewinga was not playing. She's been injured. She's had a little bit of a knock on and off all season. Okay, cool. No big deal. Hal Hirschfeld on the Spirit accrues 2 yellows. So by the 67th minute, Washington's down a player. And they hold the line. This is the thing that I was watching, because I'm like, okay, they're probably going to give up a goal because it's Kansas City, 1. 2, they're down a player. Statistically, they should have not held a 0-0 scoreline.
Yeah. The only way to combat that is you park that bus. You move.
They didn't, though. That's the thing.
They didn't?
They held the line like that. Oh, that game. It was such a beautiful defense, but still very offensively minded. Like, they almost scored like 4 or 5 different times. It was a lot. It was a very stressful game, but it was very good. It was stressful in the sense of one team's down and you're like, oh my God. Every buildup for Kansas City, you're like holding your breath because they're going to score and then they don't. And then Washington would go off in a tear and Gift Monday is, middle of the attacking third before you even can blink. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, Washington is a team, partially because of Michelle King, partially because of their history. They have won the championship a couple times. They're a team that is built to win, but is also being rebuilt to win for the long haul. And they're starting to come together under an interim head coach. Because that was North Carolina. Just kidding. Oh, no, they are under an interim because their coach went to coach for LCL. I don't remember. Another King team. So there's so much happening in WOSO because of Michelle King in a cool way. And also, is this conflict of interest? Yes. But do I care because she's putting like $1 bazillion? No. It's hard. But
it's a very fine line.
See through. It's like maybe a dotted fine line where there's room to go through.
The perforated line.
Yeah, honestly, it's scandalous, but not dangerous. It's just maybe we need to rethink how some of this is done. But they've had some upheaval. Trin wasn't with them the first half of the season. She was rehabbing her back injury. It's just, there's been so much that's gone down in Washington quietly. So it's weird. This is going to be a bounce back match for Angel City. Because as we said, last weekend was difficult.
Yeah.
But the cool thing, in the world of the Savs of the soccer world, it might not have a direct impact on the field, in play, but indirectly. Savvy King announced today, Tuesday, she has been cleared to go back to training full time. Which I don't know into what capacity. It doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter. The
win
team
is
dynamic
a freaking win.
And the team spirit is gonna change no matter what. And it's all about, they all suffered through that trauma together of seeing their teammate, their family, their player go through something so tough.
Yeah.
And she's bounced back to the point where she is now going to be able to go full on training. Of course, we don't expect to see her at all in this next match. No, there's probably not for the next couple. There's at no point.
At minimum.
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, there's no point in the season. Just.
But I think it's so the slight. They're just gonna. I think it's gonna lift up the spirits of the whole team. It's the same kind of emotional uplift of when Allie Riley was finally back on the field and actually training with them.
Absolutely.
When June finally made it back and was training with them. So it's just gonna bring all the positive vibes along with it, and I think that's gonna show itself.
Yeah.
Not only the 180 and the course correction of the game we shall not talk about anymore.
Yeah. But
yeah.
There's a bounce back from that. There's the spirit bounce, not Washington spirit, but the Angel City Hearts spirit. It's back. But Kelly O'Hara brought it up after I think it was at the Orlando game. I think that was the first game we won with Strauss. That 2-1 victory at home. She was there celebrating Allie Riley's return to the pitch. Because they're very good friends. They played together they've just known each other for a million years. But she didn't know that was the game against Orlando was the first win since Savvy's accident. And she was talking about it on Just Women's Sports with Merritt. And she's, do you know what that means for a team? I was, yeah. You watch your teammate nearly die. And now she's coming back. She's cleared to play. She went through her cardiac rehab. All this stuff has been figured out. This is huge. Huge. If it doesn't put you in a good mood, please don't talk to me about it. Because whatever, I don't care about you. Because it's a big freaking deal. Especially as somebody who had a podcast partner do something similar. It will lift your spirits, damn it. or you get added to the get your ass kicked list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what Jen told me? Like, she was going through something, and then she was just like, and I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I gave her a hug, and I'm like, do you just need a hug right now? And she's like, yeah. And so I was hugging her, and then she looks at me, and she's like, is it about ass kicking time yet?
God, I love Mario so much.
And I look at her, and I'm like, and then I start walking, because like I came back to the shed, but like I started walking, and I'm like, not yet, not yet.
And I think we talked about this. So a night or two before you were released, Eva and I went up to the hospital and essentially to pick Jen up and take her home.
Yeah.
Because everybody was everywhere. And the whole ride home, I don't know how much of this she told you or I told you. We just talked shit. And it was amazing. She goes, do you think he knows that we're all going to kick his ass? And I was like, no, but how long is that list? And she was like, girl. I was like, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, yeah. No, but Jen she's just great. And she's funny as hell. You picked a good one. Or she picked you. Whatever it is. You guys are wonderful. But anyway, back into soccer before we get all emotional and be like, we're really good friends, guys. Yeah, don't make me cry. Washington Spirit, they're so good. Paige played for the Spirit. I don't know if you guys remember when she got her championship ring from them with us. Like when we played against them, she picked it up. It was her game that she came back and still had her earrings in after her rib thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was against the Spirit. But Kelly O'Hara, Emily Sonnet, like there's been so many prolific NWSL and women's national team players that have gone through the Spirit program. But now we have huge names on the Spirit. You've got Ashley Hatch. You've got Andy Sullivan, who's out on maternity leave. You've got Gift Monday, who we talked about earlier this season. You have Croy Bethune, who's insane, Rookie of the Year, like just so good. And then you have Trinity Rodman. You have Casey Kruger. You have national team stalwarts. You have household names. So there's so many good players, right? Like so many good household names that everybody knows. Whoa. Just smacked my iPad and almost flew it or knocked it off. Oh my God, again. I'm so dramatic tonight, guys. Sorry. You have the A-listers, right? And then you have the rest of the team, which is as good. They're just not as well known yet or as well known in America.
Yes, that's true.
That's the
true.
key.
A lot of them are coming from different leagues, and I think you hit the nail on the head where it's like they're building this team for the long haul.
Yeah.
Like they're not necessarily worried about pulling a Kansas City and like winning like without prejudice like the entire season, because that can lead to burnout. But they've also been working like where when they win, it's a solid win, and
it's a team win.
It's a team win. And the fact that you were saying like, look, they went down a player and they didn't have to park the bus. Like they can just keep doing what they were doing like that.
The one thing one of the commentators said during that game is there was a hydration break and they just hung out. They didn't go over to the sidelines and get like directions or anything like that. Nothing was frantic on the Spirit side. Nothing changed for them. They all just stepped up, and that's terrifying. From the opposing team prospect. That's not the word I'm looking for. What's that word?
Point of view.
Thank you. But perspective. There it is. From the opposing team's perspective, when you watch another team go down a player, and then they're just like, okay. What? Okay.
We'll see you in the locker room. It's
yeah,
okay,
bye. Yeah. So that's essentially what happened last weekend. So I wanted to talk about 3 players, all international. Some names, obviously, if you follow women's soccer to some degree, you're going to know them. You might not. So it's really neat. I'm going to start with the defense first. Esme Morgan. She's a English national team player. She's number 24. She's blonde. You may remember when we played the Spirit back east the day after my birthday this season. She had a brace. 2 goals. And that's how we lost. Yay, Esme Morgan. But here's the thing, and this is something that you see so much with defensive players who played other positions, especially if they were offensive positions. It's one thing to be like a defensive midfielder and then go to be a center back or like an outside back, something like that. Like it's the same, it's just in a different place. But if you like Esme Morgan, MA, like Becky Sauerbrunn, which I feel like nobody knows, when you start as a forward, when you start as an offensive player and then you become a defender, damn it, like your brain understands how the whole pitch works. You're not just like stuck in one side of it or one system. You know what it takes to get the ball forward. You know what it takes to receive the ball when you're on that side of it. That's why players like Esme Morgan average like an 87% pass completion percentage. It's insane. I think right now she's at 87%. She's been as high as 94. And you're making 100 some passes a game, or like you're touching the ball that many times. Like what? Okay, sure. I guess so. Yeah, she's dangerous. Please keep her under control. To put it lightly, don't let her have a brace. We're going to be playing at home. Don't do that. And then we have Lacey Santos, who's a midfielder. She's number 10. If you follow WO and you follow the women's national team here in the United States, for some weird reason, we have a beef with Colombia. It just happens. It's because weird things happen when we play Colombia. The pitch floods at Snapdragon. We're playing in the rain. People are slip sliding all over the place. Like shit goes weird. So Lacey Santos has scored 16 goals for the Colombian national team since 2014. And she's had injuries in the meantime. So there's been years where she wasn't playing or she didn't play as much, that kind of thing. She has received Player of the Year accolades, Golden Boot accolades, like all kinds of stuff at every single level she's played at. I think one thing I saw was that she won like Player of the Year in what would be considered like high school. It was like every single level she has had that high like Player of the Year award given to her. So like again, nothing to sneeze at, not one to leave just open.
Every time you do these and we run down the amazing players that the other team has and all the accolades that these players have, like it's just every single time just like God.
But that's the thing about the NWSL. Every team has these players. It's not just like the top 4.
Yeah.
It's not, and no offense, but it's not the WSL where you have 4 or 5 teams that run the table.
Not even 4 or 5 teams. I would say like 3.
Yeah. I was being generous. But you have 3 or 4 teams with the cash. And then you've got everybody else. This team, and that's, we talk about all the time, that's the good and the bad of a salary cap league, is you end up with teams that are stacked top to bottom.
Yeah.
And it's a very fair distribution of players. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Because I also don't think we should have a salary cap. But it's just complicated.
Soapbox is, you step down from the soapbox.
Yeah. I have many. We both know this. And
yes.
Then, okay, so last but not least for the Spirit, we have Rosamond Kawasi. This woman is bonkers. She's number 19. She's a forward. She has scored the most goals for them this season with 3. And that's not saying much because they, like, Trin has scored 2. Like, everybody has like 2 or 3, so it's very well distributed amongst their scoring. She plays for Côte d'Ivoire, so like Ivory Coast. I'm too tired to try and speak French right now, so it's just going to be Ivory Coast for the rest of the night. So she's on the national team for the Ivory Coast. And if you have listened to us for more than 10 seconds, I love African national players. Like,
yeah.
I was yelling about Michelle Lozia the other day, being like, are you not a Super Falcons fan? Just come on. Like, African soccer is so slept on, and especially by Americans. And I'm like, no, guys, they're so good. Collectively as a continent, not even specific countries, just as a continent. Exceptional athletes. She was named African Player of the Season in the 2020 to 2021 season after winning, like after her team won the women's championship in the Ivory Coast. So she wins her like country's championship and then gets named African, like continent player of the year. Okay, big deal. So then,
big ass continent.
Yeah, just the largest continent, no big deal. Then, so she's playing in the Ivory Coast. I have a feeling it was like big fish, small pond kind of situation at that time. So she goes to play in France for Fleury. In 3 seasons, she had 21 goals. Again, what?
Do we have to play against them?
But then more recently, so she spends time in France and then she comes here to play for the Spirit. In the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup, the not World Cup, she had a hat trick. So she's crafty, she's skilled, she's fast as hell. Like, it's so good. Okay, so that's the Spirit. They have spirit. Yes, they do. They have spirit. Oh, shit.
How about ACFC?
Yeah, how about Angel City? So, 2 players we've referred to 100 million times this season, but I realize I don't think I've actually talked about in depth in a very long time. So, I figured I would. I'm going to start with midfielder. Kennedy Fuller. Number 17. She is becoming like one of the best midfielders in the country, quietly, it seems. To give a little background for those who are a little bit newer to the team or don't know her coming up. So she was named Gatorade Player of the Year in 2023 in high school. She signed.
I forget about that.
Yep. She signed with Angel City in 2024 at 16. She was invited to Chelsea's training camp. She was invited to Angel City, Gotham, like 4 or 5 teams in the NWSL, and she spent time at each training camp. And then she decided on Angel City, and they said, let's go. So at 16, she signs and makes her the second youngest player at the time. Now we have Mac Whitman, who's 10 years old. It is stressful, and I don't really like it, and I really need us to get a development league yesterday because it feels weird when somebody's like 37 bodying the shit out of a 17-year-old. I don't like it.
It feels weird. There's also the side of, look, if they can play.
Absolutely. But it's uncomfortable. So she had her first cap with Angel City 2 days after she turned 17, if not a day after, which was fun because it was like 17. It was like a golden birthday kind of thing. 17th birthday. She was wearing 17. Cute. So Gatorade Player of the Year, remember, in high school. Her freshman year of high school alone, she scored 26 goals. 26. That's a stupid amount of goals.
It's a stupid amount of goals, even if the entire league was shit.
Yeah. Goals.
You still need a lot of skill to score 26. Like it's you can't automatically be like, yeah, the league she played in was probably complete trash.
Right. She played against no other teams. Like, yeah, there was actually no defense. She just stood in front of the goal. They like a long kicked her. She said, okay, thank you. Scored. No. So that kind of just puts in perspective what you're dealing with at 13, 14 years old. Is a prolific goal scorer. So then she gets to Angel City, right? And over the last 2 seasons, she's had 5 goals. 3 last season, 2 this season. And she's had 3 assists this season. That's what it is. I was getting my 3s and 2s mixed up. So then she's in the U.S. soccer scheme. So with U17 team, she had 13 goals and was a Golden Boot winner in the 2024 CONCACAF World Championships. So essentially like World Cup for CONCACAF, but still high level winning for the U.S. And then now that she's a little bit older, meaning she's 18, she's no longer on the U17 team. She's on U20. And for those who don't know, it took me a long time to learn this. The U means under. Genuinely, and I don't mean that in like a sarcastic or like condescending way. That's literally, it's just under 20, under 17, under 18. Oh, speaking of the under 18 team, Tony DeLeon was just named the head coach, and I'm so pumped. She played in Orlando. She played and coached in Iceland. She is a fantastic player, and I'm so pumped to have her in the system. There will be great player development occurring. She also co-wrote the cookbook with Allie Riley. They're besties. Oh, and she's a cancer survivor 2 times. Anyway, back to Kennedy Fuller. I got excited. Kennedy does not play like she's 18. Like, she doesn't play like she's fresh out of the box, like brand new little transplant in the league. She didn't play like that when she started. She just was like there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just what it's like to be a prodigy. I don't know. I never had that put on me, thank goodness. But she's so good, and she's already matured so much between last season and this season. And then to think, like, she has a little sister. Same thing. Like, she has another Fuller come up. And then,
I think ACFC is just going to be the team of families.
Yeah.
We're going to get you because you also have a couple of other siblings.
Right. You've got some siblings who play soccer. Do they want to come play soccer with us too? Like, it feels sometimes very like pickup games where like you, and then you have the other team picks and you, and it's their younger sister. It's like boom. But no, man, she's fun to watch. And very really, truly, there's been like 2 instances where you're like, oh yeah, she's young. And it's just because it's like you have that lapse of judgment, or you haven't played in this league for longer than a season. You don't know all the tricks up the other players' sleeves the way someone who's 10 years older than you would.
Yeah.
Who's been in the league for 10 years or whatever that is. So I'm just excited to watch her grow and play, and I hope she grows and plays with Angel City for a very long time, because I don't think anybody on our team wants to play against her at any given point. Especially like the national team players. No.
Yeah.
You don't want that. And like other countries' national team players. So then we go from one young prolific scorer to the other edge of like career-wise with Christen Press. I haven't talked about Christen Press a lot because everybody has feelings about the press of it all. And people need to understand, especially those who are newer who don't understand. This is because I made the mistake of going on NWSL and Angel City Reddit.
Oh, no.
A couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that's why I don't do this. There are a lot of new fans in the Angel City fan base who weren't around for 2015. They weren't around for the World Cups where the US just was terrifying. Like, you weren't around in the early days of the NWSL. Like, you don't have that lore, and that's okay. But understand there's a difference between watching a player in their prime and watching a player towards the end of their career. There's a big difference. There's also a big difference watching somebody come off a 2-year-long injury where they thought they'd never play again because their knee wouldn't bend. No big deal. Like, just a big difference. There's a big difference. But we're going to talk about Christen Press, who is a South Bay kid. She went to Chadwick High School. I remember reading about her in the Daily Breeze because she's a year younger than me, or 2 years younger than me, 2 years younger. She holds the scoring record at Stanford University with 71 goals over the course of her career for the Cardinal. One, she went to Stanford. You have to have the grades along with the athletic ability because Stanford doesn't F around. And for those who don't know the NCAA side of it, you have to maintain when you're in college, the minimum requirement is a 2.0. So a C. Straight C's is your minimum requirement. A lot of schools or teams specifically will have additional requirements on top of that. In college, I had to maintain a 3.0. to stay on the track team. That's like the deal. And that's part of it is no, you're expected to balance this. You are given the tools to allow you to do this because you have built-in study hall. You built in tutors. You have, sometimes your deadlines are extended because you aren't in the state. Like you okay. But to score 71 goals and to play for Stanford, and that's a lot. Regardless of if you're a science major, physical science major, behavioral science, business, whatever, comm major, marketing major, who cares? There's a different level of stature in a school like Stanford. So there's that. And then she's on the forefront throughout her entire career of equity and equality and better playing conditions and calling out abusive coaches and abusive, like, everybody's, owners, trainers, everything. And to be able to continue your career at such a high level, and then also make sure that every single generation that's coming up after you comes into a better situation than you have had to deal with for 15 years. No locker rooms, pitches with divots in them the size of Kentucky. Like, you have it's like she took garbage, essentially. They're given leftovers, they're given nothing, they're given $10 essentially as a salary, and then is one of one of the people who turn this league into what it is, turn the national team into what it is, demanded that they get paid an equitable amount, because not only are they bringing in the fans and the money and the everything, they're actually winning, which on the national team level says a lot, because the men are getting bonuses for showing up and the women are bringing home championships and getting $10 because reasons. But okay. So Christen's seen some shit and she's talked about it, and I'm sure there's things she cannot talk about due to NDAs and lawsuits and all sorts of shit. But to be part of that class of players, the same way the 99ers pushed it for her generation, she is doing the same for the Kennedy Fullers, for the Alyssa Thompsons, the Giselles, like all these young kids coming up. They're changing the game internationally, because in women's soccer, the trends follow based on what the U.S. team does. They have been able to get better pay across the board in Australia, in the UK, in all different countries, because of how much work they do to make sure that they're getting treated fairly, which says a lot. But Christen Press is no freaking slouch. We talked about it. It was right before she got hurt, I think, or maybe right when she came back. I think it was right when she was coming back. I talked about her ability to score like stealthily. She doesn't have a kickback. She can just be running and whap 0 to 900 on the ball. And we haven't gotten to see that really since she came back, partially because of coaching and let's sub Christen in at the 88th minute. There's a lot. But for a player who's coming off an injury like that, for a player who's in the latter twilight of their career, if you will, they're not usually going to be starting unless it's weird, which it's been weird. But expect her as a super sub, as a game changer, as, I don't know, whatever you want to call like the game changers in the second half, the subs, like expect her in that role because she can handle the pressure. The NWSL, it doesn't have shit on the World Cup. Sorry, you don't have that much. There's still a lot riding on each and every game, but to play on the world stage and play on the world stage with like a microscope also on the team, because for those who weren't around in 2015 and then in 2019, that team was scrutinized like crazy by the media, by the government, by literally everyone. So yeah, Christen Press is a big deal, and if you didn't know that, I'm sorry for you, because Go watch some highlights. There's so many pre-thers out there who have highlight reels of both Christen and Tobin. Just go watch them. They'll make your day better because they're so damn good. Like Tobin in her prime, insane. Christen in her prime, insane. And the fact that we still get to see CP on the pitch, don't be mad at that. Even if it's for 10 minutes a game, I don't care. Because it's a gift. She didn't think she was going to come back. So, yeah. My, ninth soapbox of the night is being put away. But overall, Angel City needs to pull in a full team effort, like a full shift for the whole game. Washington is going to go hard because they're down one of... I love Hal Hirschfeld so much. They're down Hal. She can't play. So they're going to be a little funky, but at the same time, they're not going to care because they're fine. But everyone in an Angel City jersey has to play like they want to win, not just play not to lose. Especially...
That's true. Yeah.
Because we are currently sitting with 3 wins and 4 losses against the Spirit. And I don't know about you, but there is no time like the present to make it 4 wins and no ties and 4 losses. Just put another one in the win column. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it.
It's definitely going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Permutation Primo showed you already that it's going to be worth it.
And if we score a lot of goals and they don't score as many goals, obviously we win, but goal differential, guys. It's goal differential season. And that's all I have to say tonight. I'm not talking anymore. I'll say bye eventually, but I've yapped all the yaps.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. That's a pretty thorough recap and preview of what we're going to be facing and where we're going to be going. Of course, we have amazing players in all positions, and we really do need them to step up. I feel it's a harsh way of saying it, but because it's not like they haven't for. Oh, right. It's not for a lack of trying.
It's not like nobody's showing up. We just need to all do it at the same time. From the first whistle to the very, very last whistle, everybody needs to show up.
So with all that being said, we have our match coming up Thursday, September 18th, which if you're listening to this, it's going to be tomorrow. If you're listening to this on the way there, good luck in traffic, against the Washington Spirit at BMO Stadium. It's 7:30 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be on TV with CBS Sports Network or the FanDuel Sports Network. So check your cable packages or streaming packages if you have it. If you can't watch it there, check out iHeartRadio with Isaac and Tracy. It's always going to be great. It's going to make you feel like you're at BMO. You're with them anyways. It is Hello Kitty night. We've said it before in previous episode of how to get your Hello Kitty special ticket. If you don't have it, you can still get one. Hopefully, you probably won't be able to get one on a Thursday, like the day of, but maybe they're still available tomorrow. I don't know. Check it out. Talk to your season ticket rep or check out the FIVO link, but it's not a giveaway for everybody. And there's also some really cool Hello Kitty Angel City merch.
Yeah, they just debuted it yesterday.
Yeah, and I showed it to Maddie and she was like,
oh no. So Mario's about to spend some monies.
I'm about to spend some money on some Hello Kitty merch, which is fine. It's cute. I like it too. All right. If you like what you hear, then hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening. Check out casualfc.com for all the pod links. We're on YouTube, so go ahead, give us a subscribe, do the thumbs up, do the things that other YouTubers tell you to do. Because they know more than. Follow us on our socials at CasualFC Pod on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can also follow us on Blue Sky at casualfc.com. And then come join the Discord. We've had a couple people join in the last few weeks, which is amazing and it's fun. And you can hear it from them on how much fun we're all having on there, even when we're all maybe complaining a bit about what's going on. At least you're doing it there socially with other people. Exactly.
I keep putting my microphone down so I stop talking and then I can't. So Misery Loves Company, so come hang out.
If you can't find the link in our socials, go ahead and DM us and I will send you the link personally. It's totally fine. And best ways to support the pod, always like, share, comment on either one of our posts on our social media, or better yet on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. It helps other people find it and it helps us spread the fun of the pod. You can always grab some merch. We have a merch, shop.casualfc.com. We have some fun stuff. Go check it out. And if you feel so inclined, you can always help support the pod by buying us a coffee. You can check out our link on our socials or just go to buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod. It's an easy way to throw us some money, and don't throw it. Just hand over some money and help us with what we're doing and just keep us going. And then last but not least, tell a friend about the pod. It just brings us good luck. And what we do is we pack that up and we give it to the team, and hopefully it just brings that little bit of luck they need for that match. And we'll see everybody at BMO then.
See you on Thursday, guys. Bye.
Bye. Makes a ton more sense now, and how she would have a hat trick. Okay, I'm gonna take all of this out, so we're gonna rewind. But
your face was like, you're making this up, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
I'm like, you just said she plays for Africa. That's AFCON. Oh, okay.
Yeah.